So here are some practices, as I said. Let's have a look at quickly. They make these tools of plastics here. So passive form, these tools of plastics are made here. Second example, the architects approved this design. The design was approved by the architects. I will receive an important email this noon. An important email, which is here an object, will be received this noon. In this office, people mustn't wear casual clothes. Casual clothes must not be worn in this office. So another one. This one is vice versa. Starting with the passive voice to active voice. So just two examples. In the first example, in the first two sentences, you can see that two of them are nearly having the same meaning. The test will be given to the students at 5 o'clock this afternoon. And in the second example, the students will be given the tests at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So both are passive voice. And what are we going to do? We are going to change it into active one. Okay. The teacher will give the test. This is subject 1 from sentence 2 to the students, which is the indirect object, which is called object 2 here, which comes at the second sentence at 5 this afternoon. So if we have the sentence, the objects more than one, we call them the first one direct object, the second one indirect object. We can turn it into two different but having similar meaning sentences of passive structures. So the last one, we were told to wait here. So they told us to wait here. Another one. Here, this is actually a game, but we cannot play maybe, but just a quick idea of yours. I was planning actually to play with you about that game, to have a look at that game. Maybe you heard it. It is called 2 facts, 1 lie, actually, or 2 true sentence and 1 false. So I want you to find which one is false about me, which one is a lie, actually. So, but online sessions, while dealing with the online sessions, I will ask you to ask questions to me. Right, I would want you to ask questions. So, considering these sentences, just have a look and try to guess which one is a lie and incorrect fact about myself. So when I was 8 years old, first sentence, I was called Pikachu from the famous Pokemon series. Sentence 2, I was told to listen in class and never question the teacher. And sentence 3, I always used to be blamed for hitting my brother. So what sort of questions would you ask to me? So most of my students, while doing such a activity, a game, they used to say, "Hey teacher, the sentence 1 might be false." Why? I ask, and they usually say that, have you played that Pokemon Go? And I say that no, but when I was a child, I used to watch it. And let me tell you, one day, one of my friends, let's say, called me that Pokemon because I was wearing a yellow coat. So it was true, I should say. The second one, I was taught to listen in class and never question the teacher. When they ask me, so how did you become a teacher? So I'm still surprised by it because I was so unruly, that disobedient, let me say, never obeying the rules, that I could not listen. I wasn't able to listen to the teacher in my primary years, actually, which is here, although they say so, I always questioned my teacher, and I want you to question me as well. And the last one, yeah, I have a brother which is 5 years younger than me. Yeah, I used to blame him, and I was blamed for hitting him. We were some sort of quarrelsome. Yeah, this is the answer, of course. As I said, it was B. So, aside from traditional teaching, sometimes asking questions as you are the students might help you more than just sitting and listening. So, but in this traditional form of teaching, unfortunately, no questions are asked. But I hope it will be a more interactive lesson. Let's have a look at the other one. Change in your town, city after the pandemic, present perfect passive. So I want you to think about what changed after the pandemic. So if possible, in passive forms, you can construct your sentences. Now you can pause the video to think about it and write your sentences, and we can go on with your sentence. And here is an example from me. A new hospital has been built against the outbreak. Yeah, we call them Sahra Hastanesi, huh? Right. Okay. Here is another activity. This is the most common errors I have seen from my students up to now. While doing some passive forms, writing structures, making their own sentences, your own sentences, you beware of not making such mistakes. So the first one, he's being taught the lesson. So this is not about passivity rule, but this is about vocabulary. He's being taught is okay, because lesson, if it were the lesson, there would be no problem with using the verb to teach. And in the second error, dinner is eaten by they. So we cannot use a personal pronoun, an object pronoun, I'm sorry, instead of a personal pronoun, or vice versa. The opposite is also true. The correct one is dinner is eaten by them. So there should be an agent and it should be an object pronoun. The last one, they is eaten dinner. So, of course, there's a subject and verb disagreement here. So we have to score out is and put are or were, whatever it may be. Okay. Yes, now putting aside some boring part, there's the vocabulary part from the module 7. Vocabulary words are coming if you're ready. Here we go. So as I said earlier, there are some idioms about touch. You can also have a look at in your books if you haven't still thrown them away. And this is an interesting actually word, because these days we are abstaining, we are avoiding touching some places, or even ourselves or the people that we like or love. So this is some funny examples also. Stop the spread, don't touch your face. These authorities, these professors, doctors, they already warned us about not touching our faces and mouth like this, but they still insist on. Have a look at some very touchy parts of that idiom, these idioms. So there are 6 questions. We will quickly examine them. The first one, I'm just putting the finishing touches to this painting before I sell it. Finishing touches, it sounds similar in your native language. Yeah, it's a borrowed word. F, it messes with the final details to complete something, the last bits, the last parts. We also say that. The second example, thank you for coming in for an interview. We will be in touch. So it already matched with E, to communicate with somebody by phone or in writing. And the third one, the teacher's comment about John's poor mark in the test touched a sore spot. In Turkish we call them yaraya dokunmak. You heard it maybe. You might have heard it. Because he had studied very hard for it. So it already matched with C. To refer to a sensitive topic which may upset somebody. So which is disappointing for someone. What about 4? I was deeply touched by. This is like, passive form, but actually it also, we call them a kind of adjective form. Touched by the gift they gave me. They say, I was deeply touched by the gift they gave me. It matched with A, having strong feelings, being moved emotionally. So maybe you heard such a sentence or a phrase. It was such a moving, such a touching movie. Yeah. Which means that everybody cried or, felt sad about the characters. 5. Julie and I lost touch when she got married and moved to Sweden, which matches with D, no longer have contact with somebody. Losing touch means losing connection. Similar. The last one, my dad used to cook great meals, but I think he's losing his touch. He's getting older. Maybe he's a chef, cook. He's getting, thinking of getting retired. That's why he's losing his what? Of course, he's losing his abilities. So, here another one. Now, okay. This one is, maybe you can join it, but this is a challenge actually. At the end of that video, if you want to make more practice about passive sentences and specifically this session, I recommend you enter that PIN code and participate. You don't need to be live to do it, by the way. Maybe for those who are not more competitive but just want to watch some movie, not a movie actually, but let's say a short video about that unit, you can click this one. This is the videos link, and I'm also going to post you some such useful links. And this is an interactive video, by the way, and I liked it a lot. Maybe, and I hope you will like it if you are interested in chemistry, because it is about the title is the fate of plastic waste or something, how it gets dissolved in the nature. If you like to both, I mean, learn about its decomposition process and passive voice structures, just a quick revision, I hope you will like it. And if you have further questions to me specifically, please feel free to ask. You can contact me over here. So this is my email address and this is my Instagram account. Maybe I cannot directly instantly write you, but it will be a sooner process. And thank you for watching this video. I hope we won't have any technical problems in the following weeks or following days. Hope to see you on live this time, and you can recommend it over to me about that video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care.